Okay, second screencast video lecture on how to write a critical analysis. So, if you follow the advice or the guidance that I gave you yesterday on how to write a critical analysis, you would have been able to imagine how to, or maybe you've already done this, narrow your focus to a particular topic, subject, or theme, or a set or an ensemble of topics, plural, subjects, or themes, as I did, as you can see from the quoting model that you've already familiarized yourself with. So when I look back over Kathleen Jamie's Aurora, I looked at what I had highlighted, what I had underlined, what I had written in the margins, and I did see several patterns. And I eventually, after much thought, time, and care and deliberation, I narrowed my subjects to, as you can see here on the screen, imaginative sympathy or empathy, this capacity that we have as human beings to be able to imagine what it's like to be another person or another being. Indigenous societies, she doesn't invoke indigenous peoples or societies very clearly or explicitly or often, but there are subtle and implicit references to indigenous peoples and societies. Oftentimes, when she does signal or refer to indigenous peoples or societies, it's implied, and she does mention climate change, sometimes explicitly, sometimes rather artfully, subtly, implicitly. So these were the three subjects that I felt like, okay, I really want to work with, right? Uh, and before you start bombarding your subject, topic, or theme, or subjects, topics, or themes with good how or why questions, as Trimble suggests in his book, Writing with Style Conversations on the Art of Writing. What you do need to do, as he says in Getting Launched, is to stockpile data, a surplus of data, a superabundance of data. Okay, so what does he mean by data? Well, he means certain facts, certain things that you note about this particular text that you've chosen to spend some time with and explore and think about and ultimately write about. Uh, he is talking about any notes that you might take on the particular text that you're interested in, observations that you've made. Okay. But he also means going into the text itself and identifying content, which is say quotes, passages, words, sentences, phrases that speak directly or indirectly to your chosen topic, subject, or theme. Okay. So, what I want you to do at this point, or what you should do at this point in this process, is to go back into the text that you've chosen and identify any aspect or aspects of the text that resonates with your chosen subject, topic, or thing, or subjects, topics, themes, plural, and write them down on a piece of paper, or better yet, write them down, transcribe those passages, those sentences, those words, along with the page numbers onto a blank Word document and get as much down as you can. As Trimble emphasizes, enough is not enough. What you need is a superabundance of data, because what you're ultimately going to do is you're going to go back and look at the data that you have chosen to potentially work with, and then strategically choose quotes, passages, lines, words. They're going to help you to be able to substantiate and develop your thesis statement in the form of an argument. So you're going to be taking that data or those aspects of the text that resonate with your chosen topic, subject, or theme. And then you're going to be thinking about those particular parts of the text, and you're also going to be commenting on them. You're going to be analyzing them. But before you get to that point in the process, which will be during the rough draft, you simply need to stockpile data. And I highly recommend that you put it into a Word document so that you have lots and lots and lots of stuff to work with. Okay. And then after you've saved that document and you've transcribed the data that you will potentially work with, then you set some time aside, a day later or two, and go back and look through what it is that you've chosen, and then your thoughts on what you want to do with your critical analysis will start to take shape, because you'd be spending time with the materials, reading through the materials, thinking about the materials, reflecting on the materials, so that when you start asking yourself good how or why questions, which is what the next video lecture will be about, you will be in a position whereby the gist, the direction of your argument will already start to take shape. Maybe not in your conscious mind, but at least in your unconscious mind, right? So I highly encourage you to engage in this part of the process, this step in the process. It may not seem as though things are taking shape, but if you stick with it and you follow my advice and you put the time into it, you put the work and the thought into it, I can virtually guarantee you it's going to pay dividends, and hopefully, like potentially big dividends in the critical analysis.